Story 4, Haunted Restaurant Experience. This experience is long and the most terrifying experience I've ever had in my entire life with the paranormal. This one happened approximately 17 years ago in a small town in Iowa/Illinois, that area. My then boyfriend and I decided to go on a quick weekend getaway there since it was driving distance from us. He booked the hotel and the events for the trip, and I was just excited to go somewhere new. The hotel was quaint and up on a large hill on the outskirts of town. My boyfriend had told me to bring a nice outfit because we were going out for a nice dinner. At the time, I was under the opinion that my boyfriend was going to propose to me on this trip, so when I heard a nice dinner, I was over the moon, getting ready, thinking this was it. Distracted by that thought, I got ready. We got in the car and just a few side roads around and we were pulling up. The second we turned down the road, there was a barn on the right and a large house structure on the left. I got the most uneasy feeling in my gut the second I laid eyes on the property. I tried to refocus my attention on the potential proposal, but by the time we parked, I was getting more and more of a feeling of dread and despair. My boyfriend gets out of the car and comes around to let me out. I step out and feeling like ducking back into the car and asking to leave. It felt to me as if there were hundreds of eyes looking at me from the barn and I was petrified. My boyfriend was looking at my facial expression and asked me what was wrong. Not wanting to ruin our evening with talks of my feelings of unease, I assured him nothing was wrong. We walked into the restaurant. It was obvious this was never set up to be a restaurant but some type of household. They came to get us for our table and we ascended the stairs into a main dining area. It was much louder than I expected and it had some stone walls and little coves, and the second I hit the air up there, I was straight up panicked. I felt sick to my stomach and couldn't get to my seat fast enough to hurry through the night. I was unknowingly rude to the lady seating us by ignoring her question regarding water because I felt like someone across the room was staring at me. My boyfriend looked mad at me, and she had to ask me again because I was scanning the room. I apologized for my rude behavior, and she said, "It's okay, it happens here often," then walked away. My boyfriend was scowling at me now and asked me again what was going on. Suddenly, I felt like someone yelled my name across the room, and I snapped my head to that area. I swear I saw a man in the opposite corner with half of his face burned off just staring daggers at me. It scared the hell out of me, and I jumped back in my chair at the disturbing image, and my boyfriend jumped out of his seat, looking across the room, thinking someone had done something to startle me. He asked me again what was going on, and was getting angry with me, so I finally decided to tell him what I saw. A dead, burned man in the corner, and the entire place had a horrible, sick feeling like I'd never experienced before. He started laughing, but I didn't find it funny, and got upset, asking why he thought that was funny. He then tells me that he read this place was haunted and didn't want to tell me because he wanted to test my ability to sense this stuff, since I had told him about my ability to sense spirits/energy. I was livid with him, but the waiter came up just then. The waiter asked if we had ever been there before, and we said no. Then he tells us the history of the place. It was a poor farm back in the 1800s where people would go to work for a place to stay and food. Eventually, it turned into a mental asylum, and the very room we were in had people shackled to the walls, where he showed us the mounts and hooks where the shackles were. Oh, awesome. He then pointed to where the burned entity I saw and said the area was built again after a fire that killed many of the most criminally insane and severely mentally disabled that were there at the time. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but it makes sense now. I didn't even notice that I had stopped caring about a proposal and just wanted to get out of there. So we ordered, waited in silence, and finished eating. I barely ate one thing on my plate, and paid. I was feeling better as we headed back down the stairs to the entrance, happy to be getting out of there. My boyfriend was ahead of me, stopped to push the doors, when I felt an icy cold breath on my neck, followed by me sliding across the tile, even though I was not currently in motion. My heels were sliding forwards on the tile. Someone was pushing me from behind, and I was being shoved towards the door in little bursts. Shocked, I looked behind me somehow, thinking there was an impatient person back there, but no one was there. One more huge shove from apparently nothing at all almost had me sprawling across the floor, so I caught myself from falling, and I screamed and pushed past my boyfriend to run to the car. As soon as I made it out the door, I hit this wall of terror that's hard to explain. It was the most terrifying moment I've ever experienced in the paranormal realm. All of my breath left my body. It was as if all the air was sucked out of my lungs or something. And I couldn't scream or move for a few terrifying moments and felt what most people describe as pure evil. Normally, I don't distinguish between good and evil because I don't believe in either. My boyfriend rounded in front of me after trying to catch up to his crazy girlfriend that had shoved past him out the door. He said I wouldn't tear my eyes from the barn, and my face was completely white with a horrified look on my face. Suddenly, whatever it was that took hold let go, and I ran, in high heels, through the parking lot and threw myself into the car. Once inside the car, I could catch my breath again and began to sob. I never felt so scared in my life. When my boyfriend finally caught up and got in the car, he was frantically asking what was wrong and looking out the window thinking someone was chasing me because of my frantic sprint. I begged him just to leave. After that, my boyfriend actually felt really bad that he took me there, knowing what he did, thinking he would test me. A few years later, I found an article about how the restaurant couldn't keep staff because it was so haunted. They said that everyone that worked there had witnessed something at some point. They said glasses would break just sitting in the bins, dishes would fly across the room, and that they reported being pushed and shoved. I told very few people because it's hard to explain that night, but it's burned into my memories forever. I looked again now, and it said they had moved the restaurant to a better location in 2009, and it was torn down. Honestly, I'm glad because it was not a place for the living.
How awful of an evening to think you're going to get proposed to. And then, okay, I had to dive into the comments.
I literally just said the same thing. I literally while I was reading this, I was like, dump him. Dump him.
Because it's one thing if, okay, your girlfriend is sensitive to the paranormal and you talk to her, hey, would you want to go here?
Yeah.
And see what you feel, what you experience.
Yeah.
But instead, she's getting all dolled up because she thinks she's going to get proposed to, and then she's being terrified by the paranormal the entire night.
And he's just laughing at her.
That's fucked up.
Also, getting mad at her because she's distracted and didn't answer a waitress.
Literally.
That's weird.
When you brought her there and she told you that she's sensitive to those things.
Yeah, and he's like, she's looking around, she's already freaked out, and he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And then obviously she's distracted.
My guy, what do you think?
Yeah, she's obviously distracted, and then you're going to give her an attitude and get mad at her because she didn't hear the waitress. That's rude. And then also to laugh at her whenever she's like, I see something, that's freaky. And he just laughs at her. And then the rest of the time,
you're like, oh, that's so crazy. I thought you would because I knew this place was haunted.
Yeah, it's okay. They got divorced. She said that they got married and divorced. But, I mean,
shouldn't have gotten married. I'm glad you're divorced now.
Yeah, that's so crazy though. I mean, I wonder if Ghost Adventures did a episode on this place or something, because that is that's a crazy place.
The shackles and the things to still be on the wall in the dining room. It's like, oh yeah, let me enjoy my little chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
It's there was this restaurant that I used to go to in Waxahachie, Texas. It was called the Catfish Plantation.
Okay.
And it was an old farmhouse in Waxahachie, and a lot of people had died in the farmhouse, by sickness, murder, stuff like that. And they made a restaurant into it, but it's a house. And it's still very, very much, it's not open anymore, I don't think. But it still very, very much looked like a house. And I loved going there because the food was awesome. It was good comfort, soul cooking.
Yeah.
And it's it was so good. It was so good. They had fried corn and it was...
I feel like a haunted restaurant should serve soul food.
Yeah, it was very good. But... it was actually haunted. We went there one time, there were plates shaking on a cabinet.
Ooh,
nothing
weird.
else was shaking. They just started shaking. And I've been here a lot and I never saw the same thing twice. So people who are oh, well, they could have set stuff. I never saw the same thing twice.
Yeah.
There was another time where we were eating in the main dining room area and the lights just went out. And then they turned back on a second later.
Weird.
And the waitress was like, oh, it happens all the time. And then there was another time where I was sitting at a table and I felt someone literally grab my leg, full hand grab my leg.
Ooh.
And one of the ghosts was said to be a creepy man who loves girls. Mm-hmm. And I was a teenager at the time. Yeah. So I was like, oh, what the fuck? Felt super, I crossed my legs immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Yeah, that place was crazy. And same thing. Every time I went, I was like, this is weird. Like, there's just such a weird energy here. Yeah. The food's delicious, but the energy is like so uncomfortable.
I feel like the food has to be delicious if you're going to keep operating, so people will continue coming.
Exactly.
Because if the food is mid and your place is definitely haunted, I feel like the novelty would wear off.
Yeah.
But if you've got really good food.
Yeah. Sarah and I went to this place in Dallas called the Haunted Castle. And for a long time, it only had like 3-star reviews on like a 1 or it was like between like 1 and 3. It was really low. And we went in and we only went in and got a drink really, really fast because we just wanted to see the inside since it's like an all year themed haunted restaurant.
Cool.
So we were like, cool. We didn't want to sit down and eat. We just wanted to like run and grab a drink before a party. And so we got a drink and we like walked around the restaurant and all the plates that were on tables, which there was like no one in there.
Yeah.
But all the plates, which who knows how long they were sitting there because literally tables full of food. All the plates had food full on them. Like people were like eating half or like a quarter of their food and then getting up and leaving, I'm guessing.
Wild.
So yeah, we were like, okay, well, this place is not going to be open very long. So obviously the food is not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Damn.
Yeah.
I found the name of the restaurant is Fried Green Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And it's in Belvedere, Illinois.
Okay.
In case anyone's curious and wants to look more into that. Is the way to get any stories? Ooh, okay. This person is asking if anyone has any stories about it. This is on Facebook. And someone answers, Fried Green Tomatoes was an insane asylum. I asked the waiter if he had any stories. He told me someone rented the second floor of the restaurant for their wedding, so him and a bunch of others had to set up the table with these super fancy handmade centerpieces. They went downstairs when the guests arrived. When they came back up, the room was a total disaster. Tablecloths were pulled off, centerpieces were broken. Some ghost didn't want that wedding happening, clearly.
Well, also, why would you get married in a place that used to be an insane asylum?
That's a weird
vibe, thing,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, not to yuck somebody's yum, but I don't know. I just feel like that's a little tone deaf.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's people who are very clearly suffering here.
Yeah, there were people that were probably being like tortured and abused in this area. Yeah. And you're like, you know what this would be great for?
Let's kick off our lifelong matrimony? Our lifelong bond.
Marriage, whatever, yeah.
Our joy and our happiness. Let's bring it to this place where people obviously suffered.
Yeah.
It's a weird vibe.
Yeah, that's, weird. But I think it would be fun to go to, not to get married at.
Yeah.
Just to go to and explore. Again, if we can get 100,000 followers, guys, Jasmine and I will go to some haunted place with no other person, just us and a camera. And we will do a Ouija board and do a bunch of other stuff. But we need 100,000 listeners.
100,000. Not one less. Not one more. Just kidding.
Yeah. No. Yes. Wait. Hold on.
Yeah, if we get one more, we're not doing it.
Yeah, we're not doing it. We're done.
That's actually like really scary.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
Yeah. When I was in Ireland, we went on a prison tour. And it was very fascinating, very historical, very interesting, very sad, very heartbreaking. Because at one point in time in that prison, it's built to house, it was like maybe 900 people. Like it built to house a couple hundred people.
Yeah.
And they had 3,000 in there. So I feel like that place is definitely haunted.
Yeah. Definitely.
And if you go in with the spirit of the British, you'd probably feel it. But yeah, listening to the stories, I was like, man, fuck the British.
Yeah. If you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait, what was that?